Hi guys, my name is Shannon and I'm the one who designed and created the Prep Avenue Planner. And so I thought I would take you through it a little bit today and show you some of the fun and exciting things inside of it. Okay, so first when you open it up right up to a little folder where you can keep important things like your class schedule, some fun stickers like I have in here right now, or anything else that you may need to have on hand all the time. And then right here you can just fill out your name and your phone number in case you ever lose the planner or misplace it and someone else happens to find it. So then I'm just going to walk you through a few of the other important pages. So in the front there's a year overview, so you can just see the year at a glance. And then also in the beginning there's a place for you to fill out your class schedule, so you can write in what time your classes are and what you have on what day. And then it also gives you a box right here where you can color code your classes. So I know I always assigned one color pen for each class, and I would make a little key in the beginning of my planner. That way I could always reference it in the beginning of the semester or quarter when I couldn't remember what color was for what class. So there's a little box for you to do that here as well. And then on the next page, there is a page for you to fill out your class info. And there's up to 8 spots for 8 classes a semester, because I know some high schoolers take 8 at a time like I did, but then obviously in college you don't take that many. So it's definitely flexible. And then in here you can fill out the class name, your professor's name, the location of the class, your professor's office hours, your exam date, the details. Okay, so now moving into the planner. Oh, and then also in the front you can fill out your standing meetings and activities. So I know for me, like in high school and college, there were meetings that happened reoccurring every single week. So for instance, student council on Mondays or Panhellenic meetings on Tuesdays. You can fill out those right here, and you can put like student council Tuesdays at 5 o'clock. That will always happen, and so you can fill in all your standing meetings for the semester or quarter so you don't forget about those. Okay, so now moving into the planner. So before every month there's a fun divider page like this one. This is obviously for August, but Evelyn Henson did the designs for me and all the fun artwork inside. And so every month has a super fun illustration and a little saying underneath. Okay. And then once you turn the divider page, there's a month overview where you can write in, big events happening in the month. And then over here, there's a notes section, and then you can write in right here what's due that month, and then big events that month that are happening. And that's on every month page, or in the beginning of every month. Okay, so now looking at the weekly layout. So for me, it was important as a student to be able to see the full week at a glance. I know some people happen to like the 1 page a day, but in school I thought it was important to be able to view your whole week at once, so you can see what's coming up, what's due that week, things like that. So each day is broken up into different sections, and on this page it's Monday through Wednesday, and this page it's Thursday, Friday, and then the weekend. But each date, so Monday right here, there is a homework section where you can write down the homework you were assigned that day. So small readings, things like that, lectures you need to go over, just small homework assignments you were given in class that day that you want to write down. And you can write it down in the color that you color-coded your planner and that you wrote down in the beginning of the planner. And then the next section is the due today section. And so this is actually where I wrote down what big assignments were due that day. So I would go through my syllabus in the very beginning of the quarter or the semester and go ahead in the planner and write down in this section what was due on that day. So if I saw on the syllabus that we had a paper due on April 25th, then I would go ahead and move forward to April 25th and write down in this section, the due today section, that I had a paper due that day. So that way when I go forward and look at the week at a glance, I can see that I have something coming up that's due this week. And then in the next section is the meetings and activities section. So this is where you can write down if you have a meeting with a professor or a some kind of meeting, a club meeting or anything like that, and you can write down the time and date in this section, so you kind of keep your homework and what's due that day separate from your meetings and activities. And then the last section is just a small to-do list section, so you can remind yourself of small things that you need to do that day. And then the last little line, it's called a don't forget, and it's just a little line that you can write down if there's something random you need to remember that day, like to call your grandma and wish her happy birthday, anything like that. You can write down just one little line reminder for that day. And so every day is broken down like that. And then the weekend is just very simple, 2 little spots for Saturdays and Sundays. And then in the bottom corner of every week, there is a weekend to-do list section where you can fill in all the assignments you want to get done that weekend, or anything like that, whether it's assignments or just social things you want to get done that weekend. So that is kind of the daily to-do, or the weekly overview that I think is really important in keeping you organized. So every week is formatted that way. Oh, and then there's also a small little monthly overview in the corner, so you can just at a glance see what the rest of the month looks like. So every week is designed like that. They also have, not all of the days, but a lot of fun holidays throughout the planner that I included, just I thought would be super fun. So for instance, like on Thursday, August 2nd, it's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day, and so there's a cute little illustration in the corner of ice cream sandwiches. Alright, so now moving on all the way to the back of the book. Okay, so in the back there's also some resources that you can use too. So there's a few pages of this. This is, it has meeting notes, so you can take notes during your meetings. And so there's some different sections for different meetings, and you can write down what meeting it is and the date and the time, and then there's a huge spot for you to take meetings. And so I know for me, I would always bring in random notebooks and write it down on scrap paper, and then I would always lose it, and I ended up just by the end catching on that I just needed to write it down in my planner so I wouldn't lose all that information. But here you can write down notes from all your different meetings about events that are coming up, things you need to do, things you need to remember, things like that. And so there's a few pages of that. And then next is a dates to carry over page. And so for me, I would always hate when people were talking about dates for the next school year, and I didn't have my planner yet, my next school year planner, and I had nowhere to write down these dates where I would remember all of them. And so this page, you can write down those dates that people talk about for the following school year that you don't have your planner for yet, but you can write them down all right here so you don't lose those dates. And then right here is a little Christmas list, Christmas gift ideas, and just to keep you, another little thing to keep you organized throughout the school year. I feel like I always come up with like the best Christmas ideas in like July or May, and then I never remember them by the time it comes December, and then it's a scramble, of course. But here you can kind of jot down those ideas so you don't lose track of them, and come December you'll have all of your gifts ready. And then in the back there's just a few notes pages where you can just jot down random notes. And then here is a really fun page with tons of different student discounts. Obviously the planner is designed specifically for students, and so I wanted to kind of include this because a lot of people don't realize how many how many places offer student discounts, and so I wanted to include a brief list in here so you could easily reference them. And then this is just a little bit about the planner and about me. And then in the back there's 2 pages. This one is how to set up your planner in the beginning of the school year, and the next one is the same thing, how to use and how to get it set up for the school year. And that's pretty much it. It's a great tool for students, and I'm so excited for you all to be using it because this is what I used and this is how I organized my days. And being so overwhelmed and so over-involved in college, this was exactly what I needed to keep me organized and to keep all my homework, yet all my extracurricular activities organized as well. But I also wanted to show you guys the fun covers that it comes in, and so these are kind of just the samples. There's nothing inside of them, but these are the sample covers. So this one, it has ginger jars, and it's kind of more pink and navy, but also all of the planners have an elastic around them so you can make sure they stay closed. But this is this cover, and I absolutely love it. I can't pick a favorite, but this was definitely one of my favorites from the very beginning, and all of them are hardcover too, so you don't have to worry about them being super flimsy or anything. The next one is this beautiful blue, light blue hydrangea, actually why I picked the hydrangeas for right here, but it has a really pretty hydrangea print on the front and on the back. And this also has a light blue little elastic to keep it shut. And then lastly is this classic navy and white striped pattern, and this has a light pink elastic, and it's a watercolor navy stripe, and so it's just beautiful. And yeah, I love the elastics. And all of them are the same on the front and on the back, with just a small little logo on the back. And like I mentioned, Evelyn Henson, who I'm sure you guys may have heard of, is an amazing artist and did all the artwork for me, and I'm totally obsessed with how it came out. I loved her prints from the beginning, and I have so many of them have had so many of them in my dorm rooms, in my bedroom at home, and so I was so excited to incorporate some of her artwork into the planner. So thank you for letting me walk you through the planner, and I hope you guys love it as much as I do. Let me know if you have any questions or which pattern is your favorite, because I want to hear. See ya!